channel, another Cooking with Kim, but now we have a Nate.
Yeah.
Yeah. And because he's here and he loves sushi, we thought it would be fun to do sushi today. Now, if you know me, for a while, you know that sushi is not really my thing. However, I did some late night shopping, as most women do, last week, and I got a sushizi. Yeah. And I'm so excited to play with this. Here's my problem. So we're obviously gonna make some vegan sushi rolls. We get that. But I still don't like seaweed. It's not my nori. It's just not my thing. So this thing is supposed to actually make your whole roll for you, and then you can roll it in seaweed if you choose to. But it'll actually make it with just the rice first, which I just feel like this is like calling my name because I can make it exactly how I want it. So we have a bunch of different vegetables we're gonna chop up real thinly. And we're gonna do also different ways of making the rolls, and we're gonna put some of them in the air fryer to try that out. We're going to pre-cook some of these.
I'm excited about all like the fact that I can just fry things.
Yeah. He pretty much does all. What about that cereal?
Air fry some milk.
Yes. So then we're gonna, I think, maybe heat some of these veggies through a little bit too, and then we're gonna keep some raw. We're just gonna kind of play with it a little bit. But yeah, I mean, that's pretty much it.
Yeah.
That's the cat. Yeah, and forgive us, we're in sweatpants. We're just, it's a day off.
I woke up like this.
I woke up like this. And so it is what it is.
Yeah.
But then after we're all done, we'll have our eat with us and test it all out. But if you guys do really enjoy this video, please give it a thumbs up. Say it, no thumbs down.
No thumbs down.
I see you. Yeah.
Ooh, boy.
And don't forget to hit the subscribe button if you want to see more videos like this going forward. I said I would definitely have Nate in them. If he's home, he's home. Yeah. By the way, we did make the rice already because we wanted to pre-make it and then have it just sit and cool. We just used like a sushi grade rice, did it in the Instant Pot. So yeah, I mean, just to kind of save some time, but...
Sorry.
Then we'll have some sauces, just some soy sauce, a little bit of this like Korean sauce that I've gotten before, and you know, these do have some salt in them. Definitely go with coconut aminos if you want to watch that. I'm just out of it right now, so what we'll do too is we'll dilute this with water, and it's just a good little like tip.
It's strong.
It's strong.
Stuff. Like if you just put it on something, it's too much.
And I don't use very much of this anyway, but just, you know, if you want to dip a little bit in, I get it. And a lot of people like to actually mix in wasabi to it. We're personally not really big fans of wasabi, but I hear that is really, really good if you do like that. So nah.
Don't need that much.
But I will definitely show you how this thing works. You're going to be doing this first impression together because we have not tried this yet. It is a little daunting at first. I was like, what is this contraption?
I already opened it and made all
inappropriate jokes
so
that happened.
I'm calmed down a little bit.
But we'll definitely give this a shot because I still think this is going to be great. I will link it below. This was like $6 on Amazon. I'm telling you, true story. Late night shopping, he was dead asleep and I'm like, I'm buying something. And this is what I got. So yeah, but let's start preparing all of our veggies into like thin strips, you know, sushi style. And we'll get started. Okay, so we're gonna start making the rolls now, and so we're using the little bazooka, and this piece here we're gonna set right here because that's what's actually gonna push it out when it's done, we think. So let's get started. So we're gonna fill up each side with some rice, and then we're just gonna pick and choose whatever veggies we wanna do. And this is gonna be the raw one. All right, so now we're just gonna close it and hopefully it'll all stay in, and then we'll be able to shoot it out and it should be pretty good to go. Now put your lid on.
Put your lid on and lock it.
And that'll like make it compact it as much as possible.
Yeah. And then this thing screws, turning here.
Yeah.
I feel it tightening.
Do you feel it? Okay, now what it should be is we can push it out. Moment of truth. Oh, hell yeah. Everyone needs a sushi bazooka. Yes. That is not bad, guys. Come on. Right? That's not bad. We're having the times of our lives.
Yeah.
Okay, now what we can do from this point, for those of you most of you who love sushi seaweed. So then you take your sushi roll, put her on there. It looks so good. It worked. This is cool, right? We like it?
Yeah, I like it.
All right. So we're gonna make some more, and then just kind of the same method, make a bunch of them, some with seaweed, some without. We may even heat some of our veggies through a little bit so they're not completely raw, just real quickly, and then we'll show you when we do an air fried one as well.
Oh!
There you go. You were playing too much. So this one, we're gonna air fry this. All right, so I'm just gonna cut it in half for the sake of like fitting in here. But this is what your air fryer is gonna look like for you. And I'm gonna just set it in there, right?
I think that's how you do it, baby.
So Nate's gonna actually heat up a few of these veggies too, just to have some that aren't completely raw. So again, we're just making them a bunch of different ways. No rules, whatever. So these are done, and I think they're gonna be good. They're hot, so let it cool a little bit for sure. Woo! But it's got a little bit of crisp. I think it's gonna be good.
That's gonna be good.
Alright, we're gonna let these cool before we cut them a little bit. So we're gonna make one more that is now with some cooked veggies in it, but not air fried. So we kind of have like 4 different kinds, but all basically the same thing.
Yeah.
I think this is gonna be really, really good. It's just really hot. So we're gonna just let it sit for a minute because it's kind of falling apart when we cut it hot. Quick note, we were just saying, like I said, I literally bought this bazooka thing, the sushi bazooka on Amazon for like $6. I will link it below. I don't think it's bad, but this comes the other side comes completely off. Like these attachments of where everything hooks is pretty cheap. They come apart very quickly, and when you're trying to put it together, it doesn't make it the easiest, but I don't think it's terrible at all.
Yeah.
I would still recommend it for the price, for sure.
Yeah, $6.
Yeah, it does the job, you know, but I think there's maybe better ones out there that like it's all, you know, actually stays together, which makes it a little bit simpler.
Also, too, you know, to give it a try, you don't know that you're gonna want this.
Yeah.
Until you give it a whirl.
For someone like me, though, it's perfect because I like the idea of sushi, like the way I like it, without seaweed, and I think that'll, it makes it for you, it rolls it for you, you know? We're not mature enough for this.
Oh,
that was
yeah.
a good one.
God, it's so good.
We're gonna have some Pellegrino with this. It's good. Yeah. So yummies. Nate does not like sparkling water, but he does like this one. And it is different. It's a mineral water.
Mineral water.
Mm-hmm. It's real good.
So it's not as yucky.
Yeah.
No, it just dulls down that bitter taste, I feel.
There's your chopping sticks too. So we had a little extra like veggies too that we didn't finish, so we just put them on a plate because there's no reason for it to go bad. You know? Let's do it.
Okay.
So I'm gonna try this air fried one, and I'm just gonna lightly dip. Like, I don't like a lot of the sauce, and like I said, I have that Korean one, and then I have the soy sauce, but I'm just gonna do a little bit.
Okay. I'm gonna do that.
Air fried's real good. Not bad. I like that. I know. This is how I can eat sushi like normal people. Anyone else not into sushi? But this is good. This is good. So for those of you that are vegan, what are your favorite sushi rolls to order out? Like, yeah, I'm sure it's called a veggie roll, right? But like, what kinds of things do you like to get in it? Or how do they make it for you? And then those of you who are not vegan, what is your favorite sushi roll too? It's all right. What was your favorite before being vegan? I didn't have one.
Spicy crab.
Spicy crab.
Spicy crab. Just get spicy crab with eel sauce on it.
I was never a fish person at all, anyway.
Yeah.
Definitely air fried is good.
Yeah, well, let me get that.
I think that's one. It just gives it a little something. It's good. I like it.
Get at that.
I just really wanted to order that bazooka thing because I just feel like this is something that I could like easily make with like leftover veggies from lunch for like dinner at night, especially when you're gone, and just something like easy. And I'll have leftover rice. And it doesn't even have to be sushi rice. Use whatever you have, you know? It's more of just a style you're making, you know?
For your rice, after you like cook rice in the morning, it gets mushier and stickier as it sits. So by the time you get to the end of the day, it's practically sushi rice.
That's good. Okay, so I have a topic we can talk about. I asked you guys last week what kinds of things you'd like to talk about, and I think this would be a good one since you're here too. And one of you guys said,
what did I do?
Spreading the vegan message, spreading veganism to others. How is like the best way to do it, or how do we do it nicely? Not the typical down your throat. I'm a little different because most of the way I communicate is online, and I don't get out as much. I don't work in the public, like you do. So I know a lot of the times it comes up for you. He packs his lunch almost daily.
And people are like, what the hell is that?
What is that? It's always what happens. What is that? So what is it like for you being in a world out there that doesn't quite get it?
Yeah, so everyone else in my workplace is not vegan or vegetarian. Going to lunch, we run into multiple people, and it's always just one of those things where like the topic starts because I'm sitting there and I'm eating a salad, or I'm eating just, like a sweet potato. A sweet potato with quinoa, and someone's like, why are you eating that? Actually, it's really delicious. But I just tell them I'm vegan. I'm just upfront about it. And like, even when I tell them, you can see people's reserves just be like, oh.
Yeah.
And I instantly do like you eat what you want to eat. Like, we all have personal decisions of what we do in this world. Eating is one of them. I'm not going to judge you on what you necessarily eat, If you want to flaunt it at me or like throw meat at me or something like that, then so be it.
No, everyone's pretty cool about it.
Yeah.
But most of the time, I think what you hear though is like, oh, I could never give up meat, or I could never give up cheese.
Dairy.
Yeah.
Everyone always says dairy. They're just like.
And I get it. And I tell people I get it because I do get it, you know?
Right.
I'm not, I think there's some people in this world that have been born and raised vegan, and that's awesome. But majority of us, I think, can relate to the idea that we used to live on meat and dairy too. We know what it's like. We know how good it can taste, So I always try to remember that too when people like, come down on you, or they are very opinionated, or they're eating meat and they just don't care, and I get, you can kind of get like down about it, but I just try to remind myself that I was once like that too, not very long ago. And I think it's going to click for people at different times, different reasons, different things.
Right, and I think that's the big thing, is a lot of the times when you try to explain to someone vegan and your choices about vegan, because you're just trying to spread the word, what I'm doing is good, and I just want to relay that. For me, it's not just doing animal cruelty, because everyone's heard that. That's the stereotypical vegans are going to jump down my throat because of animal cruelty, and you eat animals and you're a horrible person. I take it completely the other way first. We shouldn't eat animals. It's not okay. But hey, man, animals, because we're raising so many millions of them extra, we're polluting the world. People don't think about those kind of things, and I know that for me, those are some of the core reasons why I do it, is the environment side of it. So, and then the health side of it too. A lot of people just, colon cancer's through the roof because we're just all packing meat into our systems that we can't digest. Especially red meats. We're
learning more about red meat for sure. I think that's, people also think that, like, what do we always hear? Where do you get your protein? Where do you get your iron? Where do you get those things? And I think people just have been ingrained, just like we were, to believe that you have to have chicken, you have to have meat, because that's protein. How are you going to work out? How are you going to do anything?
That came up when I took edamame noodles. Yeah. So I had edamame pasta with a peanut sauce. And that actually came up while I was eating that with someone. And I seriously was like, I have more protein in my meal right now than your Jack in the Box meal right there. Like you're eating a hamburger patty and cheese and all that stuff. Mine has like almost 3 times the amount of protein that yours does.
And so I think people they're not ignorant. It's not even that. They're just, they've been told for years, just like we were,
Commercially trained on what we're supposed to eat. It's not right.
And it's not even that it's like not right or wrong. It's just there is another way, there is another way. And there's just people don't see it because it's not as commercialized of the vegan word. We don't have vegan commercials really. We have Taco Bell commercials and McDonald's commercials. And it's just very different. But I think you have to remember the generations too when you're talking about with people. Is you have to remember that generation gap of, it's only fair, You keep dropping.
I have to sit back and can't get under the table.
They come from a time of, even some of our parents can come to a time of depression, and you ate everything you had.
It didn't matter back then.
It didn't matter. It was just a different way of, the new way of thinking about things, or just none of that stuff existed. You did things so regimented, and now we're just such an open, let's try this, and this is a fad, and this or whatever, I don't know, we're just open to more and more.
Well, you even look at some of the 90s diets, like when we were even growing up, right? You look at some of the 90s diets like Atkins and things like that, and we were trained, even our generation at a young age, that don't eat carbs. Jeez, oh my Lord. Don't eat carbs,
And I was just telling someone else that the other day that, that's probably true. And we know that it works. We know that it works to lose weight. We know that. But so people have this fear of, coming into this carb world, right? But you're missing one huge component to that of, when you're saying no carbs and it works for someone to lose weight, that's because they're assuming you're eating meat and dairy still. That's why. So when you come here and we are pumping in the carbs, you're scared. I get it. But we're also taking away the meat and dairy.
All this fat.
So it's different. It's almost the one of the same. It's just we're doing it a different way. But I get people are afraid of like, we've been taught so much of like, you don't eat carbs or else you'll be fat. And it doesn't have to be that way. But it kind of is that way if you are eating animal.
If you're adding all that fat and all that extra
then I would stay low carb.
Unhealthy protein, and then you're stacking carbs on top of it. Yeah. Welcome 600-pound life.
Which is on Wednesday nights, and I love it.
But yeah, so you know, because these carbs that we're eating right now are gonna burn through us because there's not all that fat and garbage slowing down our digestive system.
But if we ate a big old steak later tonight,
this is going straight to my butt.
Straight to my ass. Does that make sense though? It's like that's where I think people need to be not so fearful. If they're coming over to a different lifestyle in general, there is a happy medium here, you know? There is a equation that works. And that's why even though, too, we're not stick figures ourselves because, yeah, we don't eat meat, but we eat a lot of the meat alternatives. We still eat a lot of high fat. We were, anyway. Last year especially, we were still... We were substituting that meat. So in a way, it was almost like on a diet scale, we were still meat eaters, if you want to look at it that way.
I remember like May was like, find the best cheese alternative. Like that was my goal in May. And like I did, I found it, but like I'm still eating something that's not good for me.
No, and so now those are so limited. We're really not purchasing that kind of stuff at all. I shouldn't say at all. We haven't this year, but not to say we never will. But we're just really focusing on like clean foods, and it's good. It's almost like we got it out of our system. So I don't necessarily think people shouldn't do that either.
I still think there's certain things too, like these sauces. I mean, these sauces aren't good for us, but
I barely don't. You submerge, but
but
we watered it down, you know, and it's just little things like that you can do.
Yeah, but I don't even have that with every meal, you know. The decreased salt thing for me still is just
it's hard. It's really hard. I think why it's hard though still is because we do still eat at restaurants sometimes, and they obviously pump in the salt, and so you're still getting that little taste here and there, and that still makes you crave it and want it. Whereas if you were truly eating salt-free all the time, 100%, I think it wouldn't be as hard. But that's just kind of not realistic, at least for us. Yeah. And that's okay. But I think that's why the craving is still kind of there, you know. But yeah, I just think for as far as spreading the message and like trying to, you know, I think it's all about educating people as much as you can, but not telling them what they should do. Right. It's more about what you're doing and why it works for you, what kind of benefits you see, and not telling someone, but you're going to see this benefit, you're going to get this from it. Don't use the word your, you know, you, because that just becomes a little bit too aggressive to people right off the bat. They already want to defend what they do, and just like we defend what we do, you know, so maybe like kind of take that approach with people, and you'd be surprised. And even if they don't take it in right that second, they may think about it later, you know.
Yeah, because we've even had some real life friends that have done, you know, gone to, I had a vegan meal, and they got over the hump of just like, I can't do that, and then they have a meal and they're just like, well, that was good.
Or you might have someone that like goes vegetarian, be happy about that, even though it's not full vegan, like go great, because it'll probably at least open the door for them to even research more. Since they've gone this far, they might as well keep going, you know. Right. So baby steps, there's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah.
And you want the rest of mine?
Of course I do.
Of course I do.
Yeah, I think, you know, no one's just going to cold turkey it. I mean...
We tried, and we failed at that.
We failed. It is what it is. So, like, even if people have their doubts, just look at it as they're taking a realistic approach for them. So by them decreasing or going vegetarian and then just cutting back on cheese or dairy at that point, then congratulations to them, you know? That's a win overall. And then maybe one day they'll get there. Yeah. You know, it took us time. It's not, we woke up one morning and we said, hey, let's do this.
Yeah, I mean, we did research, but yeah, it was just trial and error. And I remember being so afraid to like tell people or to like, no, I can't mess up. I screwed up. I mean, sometimes you screw up too, not even realizing you screwed up. And you know, it's all about just trying to be better and doing your best. And I think we just really, 2016 was the year of learning how to be vegan.
Right.
Versus really being vegan. I mean, we were, but you know, it was still just a lot of learning. And now I feel like it's become more of our norm. We don't really even think about it now. We don't even walk by the meat department and look at it. You know, it just isn't a thing.
Sometimes I look at it because I'll like catch it out of the corner of my eye and it looks gross.
Yeah,
like
it kind of does. It
like sometimes you catch like that old meat that's still hanging out and you're just like, whoa, boo.
Or you'll find sometimes you will judge, like you'll look, but not like that. It's true. Like you'll look at other people's carts and they're walking by and you're like, ew. I do. But then I don't really care either. But you do. You kind of just like look at what other people have and you're like, I wish I could just alter that a little bit. Not for you? I do that. Uh-huh.
I did that when I went out Thanksgiving shopping. Back in Thanksgiving. Someone was just like, had a cart full of everything at the butcher. And I was just like, Jesus.
No.
You literally have half a cow in that cart. That's disgusting.
And I just say, you know what? Get a pig and...
Don't get a pig, guys.
And that'll be your daily inspiration too when you're wanting bacon.
You're going to get sued. Someone's going to go out there and get a pig and she's like, you two baby do it, keep winning. And then their life turns to hell like ours and they sue you.
Not true. Not true. We love him. It's so gross out there right now, guys, and like muddy, and he is just a muddy boy.
Ugh.
You love him.
I love him, but he's gross.
He's gross. Oh, he's so cute. Well, we did it.
Yeah, we ate it all.
We did it.
That was pretty good.
I liked it. I would make that again for sure. Cool.
Yeah. Can the air fryer do tempura? I'll see you soon.
Next time. Okay, guys, please give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it, and let us know if you want Nate back. Back again. Nate is back. Tell a friend. Yeah, and yeah, subscribe if you have not, so you do not miss any future videos. I upload Sunday through Thursday and maybe Fridays here and there. Okay.
Yeah.
Bye, guys.
Bye, guys.
Mwah.
Mwah.